This is the touchscreen monitor, which will allow the witness to interact with deposition exhibits displayed up on the screen. The images can come from the attorney's laptop or the technician's. Chuck, would you kindly bring up the sample MRI report? With the tools located across the bottom of the screen, the witness can annotate over top of any image displayed. The first tool that we'll select is the highlight tool. Now let's go ahead and move this report over to the left of the screen. And let's bring up the images that relate to this report. Now these images obviously are quite small, and so we're going to select a tool called Projection Zoom to draw a square around one of these images, which will expand it. Now that I have this image up on the screen, I can select a pen to annotate right over top of the image. I can change colors. Let's bring up a custom medical illustration. We'll use the same tools. Again, we're going to go to the projection zoom, draw a square around the portion of the illustration that we want to expand, and then we can again go back to our pens, choosing different colors. Now we also have the ability to pull up video deposition clips from previous depositions and insert them into our recording here.
Remember earlier today when I asked you?
No.
Why don't you listen to what I have to say first? And then maybe you'll tell me yes or no.
I don't have to listen to anything you have to say.
Clarify my question. If you have a question about my question,
today is not
you have the right to be clear for you to be able to be
Mr.
clear.
Tal-
You remember being in Australia ever?
I don't know if I've been to Australia. I've been to Australia?
This device is the document camera. It allows anyone to interact with paper exhibits or objects. Place your exhibit beneath the document camera and mark up the page in real time. Now we can also use our touchscreen to annotate our paper exhibits. Let's go ahead and zoom just a little bit. We'll straighten out our image. And now I'm going to come over and freeze the image on the screen. Now once I've frozen the image on the screen, I can hand back the document to the person that gave it to me. Now that we have the image up on the screen, we can use any of the annotation tools to mark up this document even further. Now you'll notice that I'm using my finger, but I can certainly use a stylus as well. So let's go ahead and clear these annotations and unfreeze the image. And zoom back out, because I also want to show you how it can be used for objects. Here we have the murder weapon. We want to see how long the murder weapon is. So we have our tape measure. Now we're going to come back to the screen and we're going to freeze that image again. That allows me to move my tape measure, move my murder weapon, and then I can annotate over top of this image as well. Now for this, we might want to look at the point, so I'll draw a circle right around the point here. In addition to using your laptop, you can also use your iPad or iPhone to connect to our system. Today, we're using an app called TrialPad to demonstrate how this would work, but there are many other apps you can use, including Apple's standard photo app. Now, I'd like to show you a few examples of what this would look like in TrialPad. The first exhibit we have is a picture of a train, and I can use my standard annotation tools such as a pen to mark up certain portions of our picture here. I can actually change the color of the pen if I wanted to. I can even use a tool called laser pointer. Laser pointer allows me to focus the jury on a particular portion of this photo, and then when I'm done pointing it out, I can release my finger and the laser pointer goes away. Now the next image we have is a satellite photo. In this photo, we want to see a certain portion of the photo, so we'll use our zoom function to enlarge. Again, I'll go back to my pen control. I might want to circle this area right here. I might want to jump over to my laser pointer again to show the jury traffic flow. Now let's look at a medical record. This image coming up on the screen now is an EKG. In this image, I might want to zoom just a bit. I'll probably want to use my highlight tool to highlight certain portions to show normal sinus rhythm. Might want to use my pen. And I might even want to use a highlight tool, a call-out tool rather, to focus the jury on just a portion of this medical record. Now let's jump over to what an X-ray might look like. Here's an X-ray, another example of zooming in. Another example of perhaps using the pen control to circle portions, and maybe I want to change the color back to red. I can even use the highlight tool. And then we can zoom that image back out to see the whole image in total. Now the neatest thing about using the iPad is that it can be completely wireless. This functionality allows us to hand the iPad to a witness or another attorney, allowing them to annotate over the same medical record or other exhibit, photo, satellite photo, or anything that we're showing to the jury.